Hello, good morning. We're starting up this lecture this morning on lateral arrangements as part of the lecture series in borehole geophysics. As you all know, we started off with overview of formation evaluation. Then we now move on to the log, principles, and interpretations. And we have discussed lithologic log as part of the track 1 component of the log composition. Now we have moved on to ID resistivity log, which is in track 2. And in our last lecture, we discussed the two electrode type of we are moving on to the 3 electrode sound called lateral, and all these logs we are discussing now, they are part of lateral log. So for lateral arrangement for 3 electrode sounds is what we'll be discussing this morning. And in this arrangement, we have Mn to be equals to 32 inch. That is OA distance called spacing. OA distance is called spacing according to the diagram in your notebooks. You can please turn to your notebook and look at lateral arrangements and look at the diagram. In the arrangement of the diagram there, you have row A is equals to brackets open 4 pi dV all over I, bracket close, times AN, which is R1, times AN all over Mn. In the 2 electrode system, the 4 pi times dV all over I is only multiplied by AN. But in these 3 electrode systems, you can see that it is multiplied by AM and the distance of AN all over Mn. In lateral log, the depth of investigation is large. It's almost the spacing. It's large as almost the spacing. It measures RT for bed thickness greater than 12 meters. So it goes into the virgin formation. When combined with the normal curve, one can measure RT, that is true resistivity of the virgin formation, and RI, which is intermediate, resistivity of the intermediate, we call transition zone, and extent of fluid invasion, which is the zone of Mond invasion, the resistivity of that zone. Limitation of conventional resistivity law. Everything has limitation. Resistivity law, there are several limitations. one of which they were difficult to interpret as extensive charts also require to correct for the borehole effect and bed thickness effect, and also the adjacent bed resistivity effect. So three things: the borehole effect, the bed thickness effect, and the adjacent bed resistivity effect. Two, the curve were relatively useless for bed thickness less than about 1.5 meter thick. So if the bed thickness is so small, the curve may not be able to interpret it. That is 28 feet for lateral and 8 feet for long normal. The short normal curve was the most usable, but severely affected by invasion. Why? Because the short normal is, the depth of measurement is very, very shallow. I cannot go past the mud invasion zone. And you know that when you are drilling, the mud infiltrates into the formation. So as the mud infiltrates into formation, it mixes with the formation water or the formation material, and that zone is called mud invasion. And there are also transition zone. So any fluid around close to the well will have been invaded by the mud. So short normal are actually used for taking the resistivity of such environment. However, the long normal can be used for the true resistivity of the formation, which is farther away. So one of the limitations is the direction of survey current was not controlled. It took the path of least resistance, favorable the conductive mud and conductive shoulder bed over resistive bed. This is part of the function of electrical resistivity, because when current flow, it usually takes the path of least resistance. Hello, Collins.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, you can hear me, right?
Loud and clear, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, I should be louder, right?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, thanks.
Yes,
How
sir.
many people have joined now? Okay, you are the only one, right?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry for last night. I couldn't make it. There's nothing I can do. I was outside. Like I said, this morning is the best time for me. We just have to do this thing on time, because we don't have that time anymore.
No
Now,
problem,
up to
sir.
now, I haven't given you any. Oh, yeah, no, I just want to. You are still on bed.
No problem, sir.
Okay,
Actually, my
thanks
wife
for
just
that.
put to bed, so I've been very busy too.
Oh, sorry,
Thank you very much, sir.
sorry
Yes,
for
sir.
that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
My,
Thank you for your time. I've listened to the last audio, the last audio class you
okay.
sent. It was wonderful. I really wish I had time to come to Ekiti to see you one-on-one before the exam. I will try my best by this month end.
No,
I will try my best to come.
no, if you come, please.
Yes, sir.
If you want to come, please come to Akure. I'm in Akure and I reside in Akure.
Oh, that is
Yes.
beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I think Akure is.
So
I'll be in Akure.
Akure.
Okay. That's fine. So you know what is going on with all this transportation and the increment of everything. It's not making life easy for one again.
The last time I traveled to Ekiti, I used 16,000 naira for the class. I had a class with them on Thursday. Was it Tuesday? On Tuesday, I spent 16,000 naira for fueling my car to and fro.
How much are you earning?
So it's not. You are more sensible than I thought.
How much is it? I was discussing with the HOD that it is even the HOD that is encouraging me because I'm almost giving up. Even this morning now, I'm hearing the news of increments in school fees and everything. If you are increasing school fees, how much are people earning? That's the question. Now, by next school fees, now maybe our school fees
when ASU was fighting us, just pray that you finish your own without, and I'm sure they are going to increase it soon.
Definitely, they will increase our school fees because it might get to 300 or if not more. How do we cope? Sir, it is well with
you just
us.
have to find a way to cope.
Okay, sir.
So I think you are the only one online anyway. So that doesn't mean we'll have. Let's just have this class because if I discover that majority does not come, I can do 1 hour and we'll fix another time. But it's best for me in the morning.
Yes, it is better before you can. Other activities will now start.
I don't know why you don't want morning class. So let's just continue. Before this time, I discuss on. I do an overview of what maybe you will listen to the video after the audio after the class.
Okay, sir.
So the ideal activity we discussed in the class this week on Tuesday talked on 2 electrode sound. Are you hearing me?
Sure.
So we discussed on 2 electrode sound, but this lateral arrangement it's about 3 electrode sound, and if the apparent resistivity we got in 2 electrode sound is rho A is equals to 4 pi dV all over I. You know that is from Ohm's law, right? Yes, multiplied by Km. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Which is the distance between the 2 electrodes. But in a 3 electrode system, we have rho A is equals to 4 pi dV all over I, which is from Ohm's law, times Am times An. So the distance between first electrode, the first and the second electrode Am, and the third electrode An, all over Mn for the 3 electrodes. So that's what I've said so far. Then I'll go on to the limitation of conventional resistivity law, which is what I'm in number 3. And I said the direction of survey current was not controlled. You know, it will be in radial form from the borehole.
Yeah.
The current will flow out radially from the hole, just like when you put a electrode in the earth and then you inject current. The current will travel in any directions from that. Now, this current, as it travels, it will take the least part, the least resistive part, because he is looking for where it's easier for him to travel. Just like you want to come to Oyo now, you look, oh, how will I go? Am I going to pass through Oyo, Ile-Ife? So which one is shorter and cheaper?
Shorter, yeah.
The same way, what I call it, the that flow from that sun will do in that information. So in the way and where the resistance is very low, is favorable. It's more favorable for him to travel, as opposed to where the resistive beds. Do you understand? Okay. So that's what I mean by the direction of the solid current was not controlled. It took the path of least resistance, favoring the conductive mode, conductive mode, and conductive shoulder bed over resistive bed. As a result of this deficiency, the long dormer or lateral curve were replaced by focused logs, in which the path of the current was controlled. This minimized the borehole effect. Someone say something. The borehole an adjacent bed effect and provided simultaneous both deep penetration effect and good bed resolution effect. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good. All about that, I can see you. Thanks. So sorry for last night. I was kind of busy. So because of this third effect, that the current is not controlled, then it gives room for the invention of focused logs. That is what I just mentioned. And the focused log remove this ambiguity where the current will take a what call it, the least resistive path. So the focused log will now penetrate both bed, whether it's resistive or non-resistive. Now let's now discuss the focus resistivity log. This includes the lateral logs. The lateral log is even included in the focused log. They are designed to measure RX knots, that is resistivity of motivation, RI, that is resistivity of transition zone, and RT, that is resistivity of the virgin formation in borehole containing saltwater mounds. Containing saltwater. Mud have excellent vertical resolution, about 2 feet, and these readings are little affected by the resistivity of the adjacent lateral log system. We contain an arrangement of electrodes to focus survey current and force it to flow laterally into the formation surrounding the borehole. So and the note I've given, you can see the diagram. And just like I explained the other time, this is a kind of forcing the current to take the path you expected it to go through. Not using his own own principle of taking the least conductive zone. So you have the diagram there, and focusing is achieved by two buckling electrodes that emit current of the same polarity as that of the focusing electrode that are located above and below it. We have A1 and A2. The focusing are guard electrodes. The focusing or guard electrodes prevent the survey current from flowing up the borehole filled with saltwater mud. You now see, do you get that statement? Hello?
Not really, sir.
Okay, good. Like I said in the lateral log, when you inject the currents from the sun into the formation, assuming you want to measure a bed at that depth, but the bed up, adjacent bed up, might be filled with salt water. And salt water conducts electricity easily.
Exactly.
Now, and the bed that you want to measure, investigate, right, is resistive. Instead of the current from lateral log to measure that bed, because it goes radially, it will rather go to the part of the list that is the adjacent bed up and be taking measurement. And you will think that you are measuring the bed at that depth, but it will be measuring the depth up or down the adjacent bed. But in case of to solve this problem, they come up with focus logs. So the log would only focus. If you see my diagram, you can see the way the logs are focused. It will focus on the particular bed.
Okay, sir.
Then I said the focusing of guard electrode prevent the survey current from flowing up the borehole filled with saltwater mud. Okay. Instead, it will focus on that particular bed you are focusing it. Whether it's resistive or not, it must measure it.
Okay, sir.
Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Colin, are you still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I get you.
Good. Okay, thanks. I love feedback so that I know that we are moving. The depth of investigation is determined by the extent of control. So the extent of control will determine how far the current will go. And how far the current goes is what will determine your depth of investigation. Is that correct? So deep reading lateral logs are therefore more focused than shallow lateral logs. LLD is the deep tools, while LLS are the shallow tools. So the LLD measure true resistivity of the virgin formation, whereas the LLS measure RS knots. Then we have LLM, which measures the transition zone. However, inversion can influence the lateral log because RMF is almost approximately to the RW when a well is drilled. With a water-based mud. Inversion can influence the lateral log. If RMF is almost approximately equal to the resistivity of water. If RMF is equal to the resistivity of water, and that same well is drilled with water-based mud, then inversion will have no effect. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir.
Janet, control your speaker. Ambassador of the Most High God. So we don't have, inversion will have no effect on ROT derived from lateral log. And that is true because you are practically drilling with water-based mud. However, when RMF is greater than 3 times RW, that is when drilling mud is greater than formation water, then the lateral log can be affected by invasion, and such lateral log must not be used. The thickness of formation and borehole side effects are minimum with lateral logs, and such lateral log resistivity can be taken as ROT, that is true resistivity. Do you understand that aspect? For
Yes,
this
sir.
focus log. Now, other focus log derived includes micro resistivity log. You know, in this lab, we have mentioned LLD as a focus log that are deep tools. We mentioned the LLS, which are shallow tools, and LLM, which are medium tools. And you know what these three measures. One, mud deviation, which is the shallow. One, the transition zone, which is the medium. Then the virgin formation, which is LLD. Now we have micro resistivity log designed to measure RX naught, which is the mud deviation. The LLS and LLD combination called dual lateral log are usually recorded in track 2 and or track 3, but the common convention is most resistivity logs are recorded in track 2, as I've told you. Another ROI measuring device is the spherical focus log, SFL. It is an alternative to LLS, especially LL8, and 8 is the number of electrodes. DSF device carry 9 electrodes, and the diagram is shown below in your notes. Now, each of these things has their own different function, as is mentioned now. Every type of resistivity law that is designed to solve a particular problem. And that is why you have different types of resistivity law. Now, listen, class, and hear this. Janet Collins Olabode.
Yes, sir.
Now, I said every resistivity log is designed to meet a particular purpose. Now, it's left for the interpreter when he wants to do his interpretation to know the type of log he will choose. Because the type of log you choose will have a significant impact in what you want to do or the result you want to achieve. Take, for example, somebody that wants to you want to know the fluid, the fluid that is in particular formation. If you want to know the fluid that is in a particular formation, which of the log are you going to use? Hello?
Is it the LLM?
LLM will measure the transition zone. Is that not correct?
Yes, you mentioned transaction, yeah.
So why would you want to look for contaminants? You want to know the particular food in that formation now. Because in LLM, the result will be impaired by external, what call it? You want to look result that will measure the virgin formation, which is LLD. Abi?
Okay.
That will give you the fluid in that formation. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir.
So, depending on what you are looking for, you must be able to know the type of logs you want to use at a point in time, because that will have impact in your result. Focusing electrodes enforce approximately spherical shape on the equipotential space, and hence its name. Focusing electrode enforce an approximately spherical shape on the equipotential space, and hence its name. I've talked about this before, and I've explained it. When you focus an electrode in a particular bed, it's, I don't know the word to use for this. But it helps you to actually measure the bed. Hello?
Okay, sir.
The depth of penetration is smaller than the LL8. That is, remember we are discussing SFL, which carry 9 electrodes. The LLS, the LL8 carry 8 electrodes, but the SFL carry 9 electrodes. So the depth of penetration is smaller than the LL8. It reaches too deep to give an accurate measurement of flush zone, resulting flush zone resistivity, Rx0. The vertical resolution is about 1 foot. This is the way. You can see now the vertical resolution is just 1 foot. Now, which means that it won't be able to go up and down. It will only move towards the formation at that depth which you want to measure. It requires fewer correction for borehole effect, that is, when compared with LL8. Another focus resistivity device include the micro lateral log, MLL, the proximity log, PL, and the microspherical focusing log, MSFL. These are contact type device mounted on part, and the measurement is made by pressing the tool against the borehole wall by means of spring-loaded arms. Now we have different types, but they are still doing the same work. But the only difference, the one I want you to concentrate more on, are the SFL that carries 9 electrodes, and the LL8. The LL8 measure the measurement is shallow, whereas the SFL measure deep into the formation. It measure deep because, and if you want to estimate the transition zone, you won't be able to get it from LLS. So if you want to measure the move division zone, division zone, you take the LLS. But if you want to measure deep into the formation, you take the SFL. That is the conclusion for this aspect. So you can take your time to read on more focusing log tools like the MLL, the PL, the MSFL, and other focusing tools. Any question?
Sir,
Any question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So is there any of this log that is best for investigating every parameter we are looking for without
one single
yes,
log?
sir. Yes, one single log, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe when we get to induction log, we may be able to. But
okay, sir.
For the one we have studied so far, as you can see, you attend all the classes. You can judge for yourself that there is none. And that is why you combine restivity. You know, when you are doing interpretation, you combine restivity log. Have you worked on any restivity log before?
Yes, sir.
Do you use one alone?
No, sir, not at all.
Although depending on what you are looking for, you can't use the same log that you can't use the same log to get the resistivity of what called the flush zone for transition zone and for what called the virgin formation.
Yes, sir.
Using all this lateral log. But maybe induction will give a better
approach.
But the induction log is always very good. Okay, let's go to induction logs. We have a diagram of the transmuter and receiver. This work, in fact, when you hear induction, this work mainly on principle of eddy current. You have a receiver amplifier, we have a transmitter oscillator, and then we have eddy current generated. And this is the eddy current that will send out transmitter, receiver current formation amplifier. So you can study the diagram. The induction device measures the conductivity of the rock surrounding the borehole by inducing an electric current through them. The figure illustrates the principle of the device. It consists of one transmitter. This is the principle of its working anyway. One transmitter coil and one receiver coil. And 6 or more coils are used in practice. The coil, that is transmitter receiver coil, spacing is about 4 inches. A constant high current AC is sent through the transmitter coil. This generates an alternating magnetic field, which induces secondary or eddy current, like in the case of EM. When the transmitter will send the current to the ground, and then the conductor in the ground will pick the current, and a secondary current like eddy current will be generated, and then that current is that secondary current that will be transmitted to a receiver, and which the receiver will pick. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Eddy current in the rocks surrounding the boreholes. This current flow in a circular path coaxial with the transmitter coil through the surrounding rocks. The resulting magnetic field in turns induces signals in the receiver coils. These signals are proportional to the conductivity of the formation, and so the resistivity can be derived. This is the whole principle of this induction log. Now, one important thing you know in all this is that the principle is not is a general thing, but in geophysics you need to get an equation to solve your problem. So in that you need to derive this mathematical formulation that will actually solve your problem. In this case, induction coil answers the question Olabode asked earlier. Why? Because each part of that formation contains rocks, material, which can pick this current and generate eddy current. And the formation. So what you need to determine from it is the distance away from the well of where you want to measure. Are you listening? Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that is why induction log are mostly used in oil industry. Now, since the device does not require the transmission of survey current through the mud, it can be run in the borehole drill with air, gas, and oil-based mud. It works well in the presence of conductive mud, provided the mud is not saline. The borehole diameter is not too large, and the resistivity of the surrounding mud are less than 100 ohm meter. Modern induction systems include a deep reading device, ILD, which measure RT, and ILM, which measure RI, and ILD, ILM combination, which are called dual induction log, DIL. It can be recorded along with SPCOM as well as the lateral log. Any question? Any question? Aramola Biodun? Hello?
No questions, sir.
We are done with resistivity log. So please ask question now because I want to go to porosity logs.
Continue, sir.
Okay. Borehole compensated sonic log. Now, you see, like I did said, logs are recorded in track 1, track 2, and track 3. Let that be your national anthem. Now, track 1 is usually lithologic logs, which either be SP or gamma. Then the track 2 are mostly resistivity logs. Now the track 3 is porosity logs. And what are these porosity logs? We have this sonic log, neutron density. So now we are starting off with the sonic log, which actually measure the velocity, the primary velocity of the formation. Yes, the compressional wave velocity is it not primary velocity? Geophysicist, I'm not a geophysicist anyway. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Why the geophysicist there? The compressional wave velocity, is it primary or secondary? Should be primary.
Primary.
Yeah. Now, the sonic or acoustic log provides a continuous record of the time taken. Now, let me ask a question. What is a log? Collins.
Yes, sir.
What do they mean by log in geophysics or in well logging?
Log. I think, to my own understanding, I think log is just a reading, a graphical reading representing a data taken from a graphical representation of data taken from any surface or material.
No. When you hear log, first thing that comes to your mind is date.
Okay.
Now, I just want to give a definition because I saw a word now. You know, logs are acquired when you put your logging sand, you lower it down the borehole. As it goes down, engage the depth, readings will be taken. Is that not correct?
Exactly, sir. Good.
Now, if you want to define log, it will be a continuous record of the continual record of measurement of that particular parameters. Engage depth. You understand?
Okay.
Engage depth.
Okay, sir.
Depth is measured from 0 down to the center of the earth. Is that not correct?
Exactly.
So engage depth. That would be a best. If I ask you such question, please just give it that way. Otherwise, I'll mark you wrong. Assuming I give you a question like that. Now, the sonic or acoustic log provides a continuous record of the time taken, a microsecond per feet. In microsecond per feet. By a compressional sound wave to travel through 1 feet or 1 foot of formation known as interval transit time. Very important. Interval transit time, because what you measure in sonic is interval transit time. What is interval transit time? Do anybody knows it? Interval transit time. You know, you are conversing with echo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know what is echo? 2s all over what? T. the same way. Interval transit time. The time it takes for that sound wave to hit that formation and come back is called interval. It's just like two-way time. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. This is the reciprocal of computational wave velocity, VP, which is the T is equal to 1 all over VP. Now, I have a paper published in 2008, analysis of seismic data, seismic time depth, analysis of seismic data for time depth conversion using a geostatically derived velocity information, blah, 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 like that, on LIBOR feed. In that paper, I use sonic log to generate average velocity, which I use to depth convert my work. And the idea was that we learn. This part of learning. Are you hearing me? Because some of you might even want to do your project in that field, and that the ultimate the whole importance of all these things for you to be able to do a research on your own. Is that not correct? That is why you are doing your master's. Be able to build ideas by yourself and implement it. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now if you have a prospect feed, and then in your prospect feed, there are just maybe 6 borehole exploratory drill, and there are logs, and your feed could be 1 kilometer apart, and this well may not be more than 100 meters apart, and you need to then convert the whole entire feed. How do you go about it? Where will you get the velocity to then convert area that wells are not drilled? And you know, investors doesn't care. They only care about where you said this mineral is found. So it is that area they will ask you to drill. But for you to be able to do your investigation, you must then convert the whole surface to know what is going on underneath there. So I have to look for a variable that is closely related to velocity. Since there's no stacking velocity, there's no stacking velocity, seismic velocity. If there is stacking velocity, you can use stack velocity to then convert your seismic data. But there is no stack velocity. So the only what is left is for me to use well data. And how do you get your velocity from well data? You can only get it from sonic log. So that is how. But if there's VSP, for those wells, you can use that VSP as well. Maybe let me give you an assignment. Go and read about VSP. Class.
Yes, sir.
Read about VSP and make a 2-page note and submit. You can submit maybe on your exam day or before.
Okay, sir.
Can you do that, class? Maybe I will put the message after the class on the interface. Okay. So now I got that velocity. I look for a physical quantity that is closely related, which is two-way time. And and that physical quantity must be well spread. So the only thing that is well spread over because the seismic data is collected throughout the whole entire prospect area. So I interpret that surface, get the two-way time, then I correlate it with the velocity data from sonic law from wells, and then the correlate coefficient, and I input it into Kriging with external drift using the two-way time as external drift. So wherever Kriging will help to estimate parameter where there's none, using another parameter that is closely related, which is what we call it, correlation coefficient. So wherever you see that, it will now replace it with a two-way time and estimate what can be the velocity there, and then you get your velocity data all over the feed, and you can use it for depth conversion. Okay, because someone will want to work in that area. The T is equal to 1 all over Vp. The velocity of sand through a given formation is a function of the lithology and porosity. So velocity is a function of porosity. And that is why sonic log is a porosity log. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir.
Dense, low porosity rocks are characterized by high matrix velocity. If the rock or the formation is dense with low porosity, then the matrix velocity will be very high. Do you know why? You know, the velocity increases down because the formation becomes more dense as it goes down, and the porosity becomes smaller. Is that not correct? In sedimentary?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, dense low porosity rocks are characterized by high metric velocity, VMA, while porous and less dense formations are characterized by low velocity VMA values. Since the T and VMA are inversely related, high porosity corresponds to high DT values. High porosity corresponds to high DT values, and low porosity to low DT values. You agree for what we say?
Yes, sir.
The sonic log is therefore a porosity measuring device. That's the conclusion. And I give an example. For VMA in FT and the TMA in microsecond, for sandstone, limestone, dolomite, anhydrite, salts, calcium iron. And you can see that for sandstone, you have 80,000 to 19,500 velocity in feet per second. The limestone have 21 to 23,000, dolomite 23,000, anhydrite 20,000, salt 15,000, calcium iron 13,000. And calcium iron has a low velocity, but the T is relatively high, 57. Relatively high, 57. And for sandstone, it have high velocity, but the T also not really high, but fairly lower than that of casing iron. You can look at the table in your notes. Modern sonic tools are on. Sir?
I do have the notes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Oh, how are you? Please, you can speak with Janet or Adaramodu. Janet. Hello, Janet. Hello. Has she gone?
Oh, she's online. Just that.
But speak with any of them. Somebody snapped those the note before.
Okay.
So I have told, except if there's any part that is missing. If there's any part that is missing, you should just let me know. But I've given it to Janet to snap, and I told her to send it. And if she doesn't have data, I can send data to her. Adaramodu, I think someone's. Olabode.
Sir.
Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah. That note, Chebi is complete with you, right?
Sir?
The note is complete with you, Abi?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. If you don't have data, let me know. I will send the data to you so that you can send it to them.
I have data. It's just to compile it as PDF. That's what I am unable to do.
No, what you do is simple. You know that day when you snap it from page to page. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Just upload it to laptop. Laptop will pick the time.
I don't have a laptop.
Let them send it to somebody that has a laptop. The laptop will pick the time at which you snap them and arrange the serial in ascending or descending. So you can now upload it. Just do the editing. You understand? Then you can use I love PDF. You now upload everything to I love PDF, and it will help you to merge everything and come up with a PDF format.
Hello, sir. Let us send it to me. I'll convert everything to PDF and send it to the group.
Okay, good. Okay. Will you rather send it to Collins?
It's much. She has to convert it to PDF. It's about 90 pages.
90 pages.
Etiquette. Is it that much?
The problem is that some I snapped there like 2 times like that because it was not clear.
Okay, what I would do is this. I will find time to snap it myself. I think that would be best. I'll find time to snap it. Maybe please remind me so that I don't forget. I have too many things. So I will snap it. Although it's my writing, you just have to, but you will be able to read. There are only a few. I didn't mean you have read the note now as I'm trying to change something as I read through. So maybe you can listen to the audio and use it to read it together and catch up. But the time may not be there anyway. So I will find time to do that. Maybe next week, probably. Or if I have time tomorrow, I will try to see if I can do it.
Okay, sir.
Oh, thanks. So sorry for that. No, it will be good for me if I have it. Modern sonic tools are of the borehole compensated type, in which automatic corrections are applied to the log's reading for effect of changes in the borehole size, as well as for error arising from the fitting of the device during logging operations. You know that when you lower in your sun, the hole may not be perfectly straight, or something might cause the rope that you tie to that sun, which is the wire, to tilt. The sun itself might tilt. It will not be straight. And if that happens, it will affect the reading. Do you understand? Because the return wave coming from the formation will come at 90 to that sun. And if the sun is tilted, it will be at an angle. And if it acts at an angle, then some of the energy might have lost through reflection. Is that not correct?
It's correct.
Yes, sir.
Now, so for modern tools, there have been an automatic correction. So when such happens, the tools will do some adjustments. So to remove the effect of tilting and some other, and you see the diagram there and see how the sun tilts in the note that I have given to you. The borehole compensator sun consists of a pair of transmitter and lone pairs of receiver. Lone, that is single pair of transmitter and lone pairs of receiver. The transmitter are located above and below the receiver and pulse alternatively. We have one transmitter up and another one down. Then the receiver is in between. Do you know why? Can somebody tell me why you have that arrangement?
I did not get the question, sir.
Let me read this thing. The borehole compensator sonic log sound consists of a pair of transmitter and lone pairs of receiver. The transmitter are located above and below the receiver and pulse alternatively. That is the statement. I say, why? Can someone tell me why? The reason being that, there are pulse waves that you send to the formation, which is expected to be picked. So if the two are in the same, and you are lowering it down, it's going down. And the transmitter and the receiver are in the same position. The wave that the transmitter sent into the formation, by the time that wave come back, I told you it's like an echo type. When you send the wave, it hit the barrier and it return back. Or when you put a dynamite in seismic survey, you see that transmitter and receiver is not in the same position in seismic survey. So it goes down, it hit the reflector and comes back. Meanwhile, if in the case of marine exploration, the ship will be moving. Is that not correct? And the one will be going and the receiver picking it as the ship is moving. Now, in this case, The sun is going down. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
We can hear
Yes,
you,
sir.
sir.
Okay, I thought somebody. So as you are lowering the suns down, and the transmitter is sending the compressional waves into the formation, the position of the transmitter and the receiver must not be the same. Otherwise, the wave will not be picked. So it will not be picked. As it goes, it will not be picked. So if it goes down, if the one on top send a wave, the one at bottom will pause. If the one at bottom pause, the one at the top pick will send. And the receiver is in between. So if the one on top send a wave, the receiver will pick it. You understand? So by the time that one pause, the one at the down pick it, the receiver will have moved to that position again to pick, and the sun will continue to go down. Do you understand? So that is why it is paused alternatively. There are two, one above and below, and they will pause. The T are read on alternate pairs of receiver. The T, that is the interval time, are read on alternate pairs of receiver. When one of the transmitter is paused, the sound wave generated enter the formation. The time it lasts between the detection of the first arrival and the two corresponding receiver are measured. Sound waves also travel directly between the transmitter and receiver through the mode. However, since the velocity of the sound is greater and the formation surrounding the borehole than in the moon due to the high density of the former, the first arrival are from the borehole well. The travel time measures are average and presented linearly as the T curve. Do you understand? Any question?
No, sir.
Any question?
The receiver, is it going to be the transmitter
Yes.
up and down? Are they going to be sending the same signal or different signal?
Same signal, the same. We have a lone pair in between the two transmitter up and down. If we are to be in class, maybe I'll be able to explain it in the book for you. Now, what happened is that if one send waves, the other one pause. But you know that it's like a backscatter. When the wave goes in, it comes back. A time has elapsed before the wave comes back. And the measurement is going down. That is why the receiver is located in between the two transmitters to compensate for the time lapsed. And that's what I read through. One of the more reason again is given what I read, which says that the velocity of the sun is greater in the formation surrounding the borehole than in the month due to high density of the former. So where the velocity is greater, the time it will take will be faster. And if it's slower, the time of elapse will be shorter. But in most cases, we have some baked mud in the borehole wall, and that will form the first arrival. Is that not correct? Should be a seismic refraction. Hello.
Yeah.
This are not supposed to be new to you. I'll be alien. Okay. Please let me know if I have audio. What is? Can I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Interactive class. This is an interactive class. Hello, I'm listening.
Yeah. What about the field work of this well logging? When we do the field work, we'll understand more better of what is going on and how the settings have been done.
What did you just say?
I said, what about the field work, as in on this well logging? We now know how to position the transmitter and the receiver and how to carry out the everything. Because all this theoretically of it, people will not be getting it as supposed, sir.
Can you answer that question? I told you the other time, I'm not being paid for this. This is like what call it? This is like Father Christmas. I'm not being paid for this that I'm doing. I use my data. I'm even suggesting I will send the data to you. I spent 16,000 fuel to come and teach you the last Tuesday. I'm not being paid though. And how to talk of field work. Well, maybe you will do field work now. Ask your field coordinator then that you want to do a practical on logging.
That's not possible, sir.
I know it may be possible.
To drill a well is in millions of dollars.
You can take him to Paracord. He will go
to drill one well is at least $20 million. Minimum.
No, they doesn't need to. They will just take him to one offshore well and show him all the. See, Anthony, it's not that we are laughing. It's the situation of our education system. Ordinarily, if you are studying in Curtin University, Australia, in fact, all this work, all this lecture will be anchored on a cabin. Mm-hmm. If you can go to Curtin University website, they have a exploration geophysics there, and you see, it's even stated there that you must be in field for every lecture. Okay. If you cannot, they will tell you that you must know how to swim first, and then you must always. It's a field and class thing. You get my point. But ASU was fighting all this course the other time. It is you student and parent that score to the whole thing within Ngige. And it has been on for more than 40 years. Ordinarily, it pays me. If you say I should take you to feed to do that, at least they will pay me now, Abi. They will accommodate me when I come back, I get extra code. All these things supposed to have been packaged. You can imagine if I had to take you, there are no more than 6, we can go to Paracord. We can take a flight from Akure. You understand? Although that it doesn't fly direct, we don't fly directly to Paracord from here. Maybe we can go to Abuja, then from Abuja to Paracord. You will enjoy the airstrip as well. And when you get there, you lodge at hotel. Then next day we'll go to take a chopper to one of their rig, if it's a Shell or Chevron. Then they will show you all these things. You will do it practically. That is how learning should be. If I tell you, as your lecturer, that maybe you should ask me, sir. Even the question should have been, sir, have you carried out this thing before? Have you seen it? Yes, we know. So that should be the first question. Not that I should
I was about to ask you actually.
Or Minister of Education. It is where you just have to. I understand because you are not, your background is not in geophysics or geology. But sometimes we need to crack joke. But we are not actually making jest of you, Anthony.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So that's how it should be done. But we are in a very different situation.
In a town hall, sir.
In a town hall situation. A town hall different from blue black. So we are building a town hall different from blue black or bala blue or bulaba. So
Damn.
Can we continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, configuration. The Schlumberger sun has a spacing of 3 feet between the transmitter and the receiver, and the space of 2 feet between the receivers. Now, I said the two transmitter will be up and down. So between the transmitter and receiver, maybe the first pair is 3 feet. Then the receiver, between the receivers, the lone pair in between 2 feet. And the last one also will be 3 feet. The transmitter are paused a total of 20 times per second. That's massive. No wonder it's measuring microsecond. A microsecond per feet. The transmitters are paused a total of 20 times per second, so that 5 complete measurements are made each second. 5 complete measurements are made each second. Logging speed is about 5,000 feet per hour. Do you know the explanation I have given before? The first one, it may be the one on top that will send the wave. It will pause. The second, the one of the lone pair will pick it. The other one will send, pause. So like that. That's why it's a transit time. Evaluation of porosity from sonic log. Subheading. The reading of the sonic curve, the T, represents the sum of the 2 individual responses, namely 1, the matrix, the TMA, and the T of the fluid field porosity, the TF. So we have 2. The TMA and the TF. That's the reading you get from the sonic log. And from that you can tell something. You are saying something, Anthony.
The abbreviation of the meaning of the abbreviation, sir. TMF and T or
TMA is matrix. Matrix is either sand or clay. The material composition of the formation. Then the fluid, TF, fluid, F for fluid, is the fluid field, which is a measure of porosity. Is that not correct? Which is what we are doing. Now you in a formation you have the matrix and the fluid. the fluid will fill the pore spaces. Is that not correct?
It is.
So the matrix represent responses is given by amount of matrix, which is 1 minus porosity, the TMA is equals to porosity matrix plus porosity fluid. This is more or less like the question of what we call it, this resistivity equation, this Archie stuff for fluid kidney. Because invariably you can, the TMA could be equals to porosity of matrix plus porosity of fluid all over 1 minus total porosity. So, and fluid field porosity equals the amount of the fluid. Fluid field porosity equals the amount of the fluid. That is porosity dTF. Porosity times the TF. Thus total. The T is equals to 1 minus total porosity, that is in bracket, times the TMA plus porosity times the TF. If you solve
Hello. It's like network, or it's like our guy to receive call.
Yeah, I'm sure it's network. Maybe we'll come back online again.
When will Nigeria improve?
hello.
Yeah, welcome back, sir.
Welcome back, sir.
Oh, thanks. You can hear me now, but
Clearly.
Loud and clear.
excuse me. Oh yeah, leave it. Leave. All of you go to the room. Go to the room. Okay. Sorry for the break in transmission. Hello.
Yeah, we are with you, sir.
Oh, thanks. Where do I stop? The matrix response is given by the amount of matrix, which is, I said that the formula represents that of a chill equation. And then you can have the fluid field porosity equal to the amount of fluid, which is phi the TF, that is the porosity multiplied by the interval transit time. Sorry, please, excuse me for a moment. Let me. All of you go to okay. Then the total, the T is equals to 1 minus the porosity in bracket times the TMA plus porosity times the TF. If you solve for porosity, you get the T minus the TMA all over the TF minus the TMA. This equation is known as the time average equation. The TF is usually taken as equal to the TF is equal to 189 microsecond per feet in fresh mode and 185 microsecond per feet for saturated mode. Matrix travel time vary from 40 to 50 microsecond per feet, depending on lithology. Sometimes there may be need for correction for compaction. In that case, porosity will be equal to the T minus the TMX MA all over the TF minus the TMA times 1 all over BCP, where BCP is called compaction correction factor. So there's the two equation that is needed for sonic log. Okay. Then we have a table for this lithology. Do you have question? Any question? So if for this table we have lithology depth, BCP, that is borehole compensated compaction, and VMA. For sandstone, you have at the depth of 1100, that's 1100. The borehole compensated compaction factor is 1.6, and the velocity is the metric velocity is 18,000. In fact, it's 18,000 because it's the same for depth of 1,200. Well, the compensation is 1.4, 1,500, 1.4. Well, so it reduces to about 2,100 to 1, and so on like that. For limestone, there's no reading for the depth, because limestone may just be a formation within the depth of the hole. Might not be entirely, if you drill, might not be entirely, except those in area where it's a limestone region, oil are found in karst environment. So necessary condition for borehole compensated sonic log. 1, we need to know the matrix. Very important, as you see in the formula. The is it a clay? Is it a shell? Or is it a sandstone? Is it sand? Is it salt? You need to know the matrix. Either sandstone, limestone, dolomite, salt, and what have you. The section must be oil or water bearing. The section you are dealing with must either be oil or water bearing. It must not be gas bearing, because the lower density of gas will lower the overall density, thus giving value that are too optimistic. It's like, just know that this is the kind of question that will come. But I won't say much. I have an idea of the question now. Okay. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3 people are still online. Thank you, Collins. Okay.
Finish it there.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Janet. Okay.
I'm here.
It's Janet and Adamondo, are you there? So the rest have gone. Okay.
Oh,
here.
sir, I'm here.
I
Anthony
only
is
see
on,
3
is
people
online.
online. 3 people.
It's more
Like
than 3. We are more than
7
2.
people
We
are
are
here.
6,
Okay.
including you, 7.
Okay. The section must be shade free.
Sorry,
The
sir.
third condition is that the section must be shade free. Don't worry, I'm thinking if I can finish this. Okay. Let me finish this Sonic log and rest. Maybe in the evening or some other time we can have. Now arrange for a time.
Okay,
This
sir.
time, if we arrange for a time, maybe I'll try not to. So let me explain something here. The section must be oil or water bearing. Why? The section must be oil or water bearing. That is necessary condition for borehole compensated law. I said one of the conditions is we need to know the matrix. Very important. Is it sand? Is it shale? Is it limestone? Is it dolomite? You must know the matrix. The section must be oil or water bearing. Why? No one is talking.
I think because of the density that the values will give.
Yeah, because of density. It's because of the density. Because you remember that we said that since the velocity of sound is greater in the formation surrounding the borehole than in the mud due to the high density of the former. That is not well. Okay. We talk about the sound wave that at high porosity correspond to what? High DT values. And low porosity correspond to this is not even what I'm looking for. Okay, dense or low. Dense, low porosity rock are characterized by high matrix velocity. That is. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
While porous and less dense formations are characterized by low values. Good. All these little things, take cognizance of it because that is what matters most. I won't ask you to be writing. No, you need to know certain things that are very germane. Because if you leave this country and go, nobody will ask you to be writing all this lengthy story. They will just ask you. They will test you. They rather test your intelligence about these things. Little things that you won't take note of. It's okay. Okay. It must not be gas bearing because the lower density of gas will lower the overall density. Those giving value that are too optimistic. You will think that, oh, wow, the porosity here is high. Whereas it's not. It's all because of the density of that fluid in the matrix there. The section must be shave free. It must be clean. It must be shave free. It must be monomineralic. Because if the matrix, you are only, when you are calculating, you only calculate for a particular matrix, maybe sandstone. If you have any other matrix, it becomes a contaminant. It becomes, and it will average your reading. But in nature, you know, all this thing happens. But these are the necessary conditions. Any question? Any question?
In the situation where we have shale materials in the, what are we going to do?
It will average. It is not you that will do something. It is the sun that is taking the measurement. It will impair the results. But, you know, certain things have been compensated for, although the only thing that is the compassion factor that is compensated for. But overall, it will not affect it. It will just, if they are, for example, you have, because like in Niger Delta, you have alternation of shale and sand in the productive area, which is Agbada, which is mainly the focus. Now, if you have sands that are being that have large amount of shale, it will be called shaly sand. So if such happens, then you take a matrix of shaly sand for the computation. Do you get it? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes,
so
you're getting
if you have such, then your matrix will change. It won't be sand or sandstone or whatever. It will be shaly sand or sand shaly, depending. So you must be, that means in that wise, the geologist must have identified that zone to be that material. So it is the matrix that the geologists come up with that you work with. But for perfect working, all these four conditions must be. It must be monomineralic. The section must be shale-free. The section must be oil or water. And you need to know the matrix. In fact, the first condition is you need to know the matrix. There's no point babbling. What is the first condition, Janet?
So we need to know the matrix.
That's all. So if it's a shaly sand, you know you are going to. They have already worked out for shaly sand. Is that not correct? Any other question? Any other question? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Question.
Any other question? Because we'll end it here. In the next class, we'll go to density log, which is called gamma gamma. So I mean density log. Okay, thank you, everybody.
So when is the next class?
Let me see. It can be, will you rather have it in the evening or tomorrow after church?
Are we going to have physical class on Tuesday?
I've just told you that the last physical class cost me 16,000 naira. Are you going to make pay?
No
Are you going
problem,
to
sir.
make for wait, I love physical class because students will learn more. I expect you to learn more in the last class. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Correct.
Physical class is
Right.
actually the best, but
I keep telling you guys, you are the
yeah,
one that
it's
say
the best.
online. Yeah, I
But
know.
online
But
has started raining after coronavirus.
yes. Now, for me to make that class, it will cost me 16,000. I know there are some big guys among you can say, no problem. You are covered. In that case, I don't know,
It will even be more than 16,000 now because they've increased the fuel again. So
There's no much
if
between.
the big guys among you are say,
The line is even
Anthony can say, as I come, no wahala. You are covered. We'll fill your tank. But filling my tank now will cost you about 35 to
almost
40.
40, at least 40 to 45,000.
So, but that is chicken thing to some of you. Like Collins now, I might say, send
It
your
is where,
account.
sir. It is where.
It's always where, it will always be where. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for your time, sir. I really appreciate it.
Are we having the class today or tomorrow?
When will it be? Let's not discuss it. When will it be convenient for you? This evening
Tomorrow. I'm seeing this evening.
after church.
Or this evening by 9, sir.
No,
9
by now you should have been
By
in
now,
the
it will be sleeping.
Sleeping there.
I know they do
Sir,
that one.
I think we should just unanimously agree on tomorrow, after church tomorrow. Maybe 4 in the evening should be okay.
Point.
I don't know about others.
It's taking. Okay. Let's vote. If you are for, if you are for 4, say hi. If you are against, say nay.
Nay.
Yeah, the nay have
it. Tomorrow. After church.
What time?
Okay, but tomorrow what time? That's the
2
question.
o'clock. 2 p.m.
2 p.m. David.
Also, they go sell. It's still a closing time here.
Okay,
that's why 4 would have been better. 4 in the evening would have been better.
Yeah,
That's 4, 5.
Hello?
Yanni is not talking.
Yeah, job. All over close now.
Tomorrow by 4 is okay by me.
4. Collins, what time?
4, 5 should be okay. Anyone that is okay by you too, sir. We have to fathom you in too.
David, you are not present in the class today. I didn't mark you. I don't mark your attendance today. Alabode 4. Adamodu 4.
It's not Adaramodu, sir. It's Adedamola.
Adedamola was the only one to back to go. Abiodun, okay, Abiodun. You know the best of it.
It's correct, sir. 4 o'clock is okay by me.
Okay, 4. Let's, by His grace, 4. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so remember the note you promised us, sir.
It's a long. I will remember. I will find time if I can. But if I can, I'll shout.
So if you download the Adobe Scan, it will help you convert everything to PDF. You just take it PDF directly, page by page. Adobe Scan is good too.
Scan as how?
It's an app, Adobe Scan.
I don't I have so many apps in my.
on
I'm
your
tired of
phone.
this app. What I will do is snap it. I will snap it and send it to my laptop. Then I will
Sir,
load my PDF to look at that everything. Then I will
sir,
yeah.
that's what
Husband
the
Shola
the
get
voice
alright.
note the voice note for the lecture. Very important, sir.
I will send it.
Okay, sir.
If you want the video, sir, I will give you. But there's
Okay,
nothing
sir.
you will do. Okay, oh,
But we
bye,
didn't.
class.
Okay, sir.
Mhm.
But we
You didn't
did.
do
Some
it.
of us did not start from the beginning.
Yeah, but you will see the voice note from the beginning now.
Yes, sir.
So,
Bye. Say something. Say something. Okay.
Maybe their network is faulty. All right, sir. Have a wonderful weekend, sir. Enjoy your weekend, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir.